yung how can we actually prepare companies to be ready to face the challenges of the future. Hence yung succession na tinatawag. I love working with my client partners on those areas. Pero sabi na nga nila, it's a test of character and also will help me grow into a better person. And it has been through the years. We're looking for tools to provide a better understanding of what's going on. One of the key learnings would be making sure we get our hands on data and information at the shortest possible time is really the nature of leadership is really changing. Kung ano yung nakasanayan nating capabilities ng leaders noon to make them successful.
One of the keynote speakers mentioned about attending a convention is just like a therapy for us leaders. Sinabi niya yun, tandang-tanda ko yun.
Because the past 2 years, this pandemic has opened the eyes of our countrymen on the importance of life insurance and the health co. We are really very excited and looking forward for a bigger growth this 2022.
All sectors of businesses, there's always ups and downs.
It's an act of love. It's an act of service that we talk to them. Just, hi, hello, kumusta sila, anong nararamdaman nila, etc., etc.
Kumbaga, collective effort po talaga lahat ng ginagawa ng organization. This is for the benefit of all our members. Ang mangyari, they don't have any choice but to learn the digital way. So 2020 was the learning time natin. 2021, kumbaga parang lumalabas nandiyan na, you need to apply it na.
Ito na talaga.
Yeah, I agree to that. I'm personally proud to experience how the industry came together to achieve these huge milestones, Sir Ivy. Rather than being upended, Astley brought the sessions that are normally done face-to-face or on-site, we brought it to cyberspace. And then at the height of the pandemic in 2020, we offered all the learning sessions for free to members and non-members alike.
Bilib na bilib ako kasi sabi ko, meron pa lang ganun, konti lang bibigay mo. Pero lahat magtutulong-tulong para alagaan yung pamilya. I cannot think of any other investment that can do that. Pag confident ka in front of the client, and you can be confident only when you know exactly what you're talking about. And you know that you're solving a problem of this person in front of you, and that you're doing this person a big favor. I know of quite a number, a lot of leaders who are not MDRTs, but they have a team na high performing. Hindi kailangan mag-MDRT for you to have to manage, to be a leader of a high performing team. Because the leader can be an MDRT leader.
Well, it's really a different world, no? Management and agency is one universe, but they're different planning. Siguro that's how I can put it. No? I usually, dialogue with them, asking them what is the best thing to do. Mas mahalaga sa kanila yung parang, alam niyo na, yung parang
of it kagad, di ba?
Oo, para mala Andres Bonifacio na leader na halika na, gawin na natin to, lusog tayo.
Lusog na agad. Yes. Action kagad.
Action.
But they would always come to me, maybe because I always tell them, you talk to everybody in the group if you really want to be successful here. Pick up what you think would be, would apply to your style or situation. And that makes you unique, a combination of this person and that person, di ba? I have learned so much as a mentor to the Alpha program, and I have prepared not just myself, but help prepare everybody to pivot and see the silver lining.
Having fun while learning with integrity and trust. So ganun siya. We maximize social media like TikTok, Facebook, and of course, with that kasi boss, we're able to reach out to yung magka-same wavelength naman natin, diba? So, of course, andyan yung support ng company for our manager hiring program. So, it's part really of recruiting leaders, no? Kung passionate ka sa ginagawa mo, hindi mo na iniisip na nagtatrabaho ka.
Those who are driven mainly by agency forces or in the banca, they were able to post growth. No, people believe in the industry, our distributors, our leaders. There should be a deep understanding of the reason why both are in the business. So it's very crucial. No? Really, you should trust your companies, you should trust your organizations, because the organizations and the companies in the life insurance industry's goal is to ensure that we will be able to protect the lives of our clients, of our customers.
Good evening, Jay. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Leaders in Action Season 3, Episode 10. Tonight, we will talk about growing the agency from within, the organic growth of advisors and leaders. In the past, this has been the primary strategy to build an agency. However, the time to develop internal leaders may take a longer time. In recent years, with the speed of change and with companies having little patience to grow agency over time, they have ventured into acquiring potential leaders from other life companies and from related industries. Our guest this evening, however, expands her group by primarily developing her own people to positions of leadership. We will see how she does it and how she is able to meet the demands of faster and bigger results.
Good evening, Mr. IB, and to all our friends from Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. Welcome again to Leaders in Action, your Thursday 8 p.m. habit. We should have a very lively and interesting discussion tonight, given that both strategies, organic and external development, have their own benefits as well as drawbacks. Curious akong malaman at marinig what inspired our guests to prioritize organic growth over external leader recruitment. But before we get our answers, we would like to first thank again our special guest last week, Mr. Rico Bautista, the President and CEO of Etica Philippines and of PLIA, for sharing with us the programs and the plans of the association in full support of the growth of the industry. Rico talked about their planned industry-wide digital marketing campaign to promote life insurance. I think, Mr. Ivy, this is the first, no? This will be the first and something that is worth looking forward to, because we know that there is no doubt that a concerted approach to help the general public have a better understanding and appreciation of what a life insurance policy can do for them, no, will be a strong and powerful voice to help increase the life insurance ownership in the country.
President Rico also highlighted the reasons why the company CEOs see a positive 2022 for the industry, notwithstanding the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. Among the factors he cited include the gradual improving economy, heightened awareness on life and health insurance, digitalization, inspiring stories in distribution, particularly agency, and regulatory support. For those who missed the episode last week, pwede pa niyong panoorin in our Facebook page and YouTube channel. As earlier mentioned, tonight we will discuss the success of an agency courtesy of organic growth. Organic growth assumes a strong pool. Pero how do you ensure there are enough high potential candidates within the group? How do you develop people from within at a rate that will still allow you to maximize on the opportunities that are present? Kasi baka naman by the time na ready na yung internal candidate, nawala na, o lumampas na yung mga opportunities.
At dagdag pa natin dyan, Mr. IB, the temptation to get from the outside is so compelling, especially with the company resources made available. So what could really be the motivation or the reason to go organic? Or baka naman pwede bang mag-strike ng balance so that pwede nating gamitin ng sabay, pareho ang organic at external leader recruitment and development? Paano kaya gagawin yun, no? In such a way that there will be not much tension created within the team. Moreover, how do you stick with organic strategy under a pandemic where the morale of the people is greatly affected? Anyway, tapusin na natin itong suspense, no? At pakinggan na natin ang mga sagot sa ating mga tanong. Indeed, we are very happy to be joined tonight, no, by someone who has built a formidable team, especially during these last 2 years, primarily armed with the strategy of developing and promoting her own people to positions of leadership. My dear leaders, our dear audience, please help me welcome our special guest sharer for tonight, the head, Mr. IB, of FWD's first ever branch in the Philippines and FWD's 2021 Top Financial Wealth Manager, Cagayan de Oro-based Ms. Jecelle Ramos. Hi, Jecelle.
Hi, good morning.
Hello, good morning, good evening.
Good evening. Kasi it's always morning. Good morning.
Tama ka naman, no? Welcome Jecelle to Leaders in Action at daghang salamat sa pagdawat mo sa among imbitasyon ngayong gabi, ha? So thank you very much.
Sa Bisaya, Ma'am Jay, walay sapayan.
Yes, tama ka dyan.
Thank you, Jecelle, for joining us and accepting our invite to tell your stories. Before anything else, kumusta ka naman? How are you today and the past few weeks?
Oh, I'm pretty well, no? Although it's been raining for the past few days, no? Diba? Pero sabi nga, when it rains, it pours, diba? So, yan. Continue pa rin po at masarap mabuhay.
That's good. That's good. As we start, Jecelle, kindly share something about your good self. How long have you been in the industry? What were you doing prior to joining life insurance? And what led you to this career?
Okay. Ang pang beauty pageant yung unang tanong, no, Sir IB. But anyway, I have been in the industry I have been in the financial service industry for 21 years, no? Half of that was spent in the pre-need sector. Right. So, yun naman siya. Hindi talaga, kumbaga kung babalikan ko, and isa sa mga tanong mo sa akin, Sir Ivy, is what led you to this career, yes, diba? Yes. Actually, when I was in the pre-need sector, kasi masyadong bata pa ho ako nung nag-umpisa ako sa financial service industry.
I'm sure.
So, ang tinapos ko pong kurso, I'm a graduate of physical therapy but never got that chance to practice it. So kaya parang na-in love po ako sa industry na to kasi at an early age, madali nga po daw, alam mo yun, madali po daw sabihin sa isang bata na ito na yung pinakamagandang industriya. So I was not really deceived, but I was made to believe that sales is may pera sa sales, kumbaga. So and then one of the branch manager from a different company recruited me. Hindi po madali yung recruitment process na ginawa niya po. 3 years niya po akong niligawan before po ako sasabing okay, subukan ko. Then I realized, Sir Ivy, when I joined the industry, nakita ko, may buhay pala dito, di ba? Mas maganda pala sa industry na to. So, yun po yung simula ng buhay ko po sa life insurance.
And half of your career is in the life insurance industry. And what so far, no, at this stage in your career, what gives you the greatest joy?
Oh, the greatest joy is seeing a lot of people become successful because of this industry. Ang sarap po ng pakiramdam, makita yung mga taong, alam mo yun, dati ordinaryong empleyado lang. And then one day, yung mga pangarap nila sa buhay, dahan-dahan natutupad dahil sa industriya na to.
Well, totoong-totoo yan, ano? And I'm very happy that you continue to reiterate that. Anong tawag mo sa iyong team ngayon, Jecelle?
Okay, ang FWD kasi, Sir Ivy, is puro kami mountains eh.
Oh, okay.
Diba? So, nagkataon, I pioneering ako, so I have the chance to choose kung ano yung mountain na gusto ko. And I love Fuji, no? Because sa lahat po ng country na napuntahan ko, ang Japan po ang isa sa pinaka-paborito ko pong, alam mo yun, pasyalan kung baga.
And Mount Fuji is really well known and halos perfect yung cone yan, di ba?
Yeah.
Right. How many do you now have under your Mount Fuji team?
Currently, Sir Ivy, I have around 237 manpower and about 7 financial wealth officer. That translate to as unit head sa iba naman.
And saan naman kayo nag-ooperate yung iyong close to 250 people?
Okay, actually, Cagayan de Oro is my base. So
right.
I have people in Bukidnon, Butuan City, San Carlos, and even as far as yung mga Bohol, Jensan, and lately mga Laguna. No, meron na akong sa
Laguna.
Yes, Laguna po.
Oo.
Luzon ka na rin pala.
Itong primary areas mo sa Mindanao, do you see a lot of opportunities emerging in those areas?
Yeah, I believe so, Sir Ivy, no, because could just imagine when I started this business in Cagayan de Oro, parang sa isip ko, kasi in the pre-need kasi ako, sir, di ba? I was in Manila for almost 7 to 8 years of my life, no? When I have the opportunity, when I was recruited by that branch manager, has given me a chance to go back to my province in Cagayan de Oro. So nung bumalik ako dito, parang wow, grabe yung progress ng CDO. A lot of investors are here. Para kasi siyang Sir Ivy, para siyang entrance ng lahat, kumbaga. People coming from Iligan, Butuan,
Dadaan dyan.
Yeah. Daanan talaga siya.
Daanan talaga siya. And that bodes well for your team, no? Good to know that, Jay.
Right. So ang ganda namang pakinggan ng paano ka nagsimula, no, Jecelle, from pre-need to life insurance now, at ang operations mo hindi lang Mindanao, umabot ka na rin ng Visayas at ng Luzon. So mukhang i-conquer mo na ang buong Pilipinas. Anyway, backtrack muna tayo konti, Jecelle, no? Because sabi ko kanina sa introduction, you were the pioneering, no, agency of FWD, being their first branch in the Philippines, no, back in 2014, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Jecelle, balikan natin ng konti. What were your considerations when you accepted that challenge of being the first branch, okay, in the Philippines, no? Kasi yung iba, first branch in the area. Ikaw, first branch ng kumpanya nyo in the country, no? So, kamusta naman yon?
Grabe, actually, kung dati pag binabalikan yan, actually, Ma'am Jay, I became more emotional eh. You know, it was basically a leap of faith when we joined FWD in 2014, no? Knowing that ako personally, I came from a well-known insurance company, tapos lilipat ka to a new and unknown company for that matter, di ba? So napakahirap yun na decision actually, and starting the business all over again. So it's not really easy for me kasi yung partner ko during that time, she was an MDRT actually on that company. And then, and then sabi ko sa kanya, when this FWD came, parang as much as possible, I don't want to start all over again. No? Pero alam mo yung, sabi ko nga, the leap of faith na parang, ano ba naman ang mga bagay na hindi ko kayang gawin? So it became a challenge for me, no, na Na parang, oo nga, no, at the end of the day, yes, it's new, but how does it feel if I pioneer this company and one day this company became the company today? Di ba? And those times, Ma'am Jay, parang, sino si FWD? Walang nakakakilala sa company na yan. Not even the color orange, kumbaga. So, hindi siya madaling desisyon, but, you know, lakasan lang po talaga siguro ng loob.
Okay, so yun yung naging isang ano mo, no, consideration mo na medyo na-challenge ka, no, na to start something from scratch talaga, no, kasi talaga it's non-existing here in the Philippines.
Yeah, actually, ang inisip ko rin dati, when I asked them, sabi ko, so if I start in Cagayan de Oro, will you gonna provide me an office? And they said, no, you have to work for it. Like, you know, just imagine, Ma'am G, no, na I operated in Cagayan de Oro for 7 months with no office at all. No office. Di ba? So, minsan nakikita ko na yung mga agent ko, parang bawat store ng ano, nandun sila nagpe-present, di ba? So, kaya minsan, pag binalikan ko yung moment na hindi madali, walang nakakakilala sa company, napakabago, di ba? Paano ka magre-recruit? Sino ang maniniwala? So yung mga ganun na bagay talaga, sobra.
Okay. So talagang yung mga challenges na yung very real, no? Ika nga sa iyo back in 2014. Now, I know aside from the challenges na minention mo nga, walang opisina, hindi kayo kilala, 'di ba? Kailangan ka mag-start all over ng papakilala ng yung kumpanya, 'di ba? Syempre, as the first agency of your company in the Philippines, ikaw yung showcase, 'di ba? Ikaw yung showcase ng kumpanya kasi ikaw yung unang-unang agency nila, no? So, kamusta naman ang pressure? Kamusta naman ang expectation?
Actually, hindi po madali, Ma'am Jay, kasi parang feeling ko during those time, all eyes on us. Yeah. Di ba? Parang nag-iisa lang yung metrics Cagayan de Oro. What's going on with Cagayan de Oro? And this is the first time actually, Ma'am Jay and Sir Ivy, that the president of the company is calling me. Di ba? Dati kasi parang imposible yun mangyari because I have a director, I have someone who will just in the middle, and then right now I've got to speak with the president telling me just what's going on. Something like that. It's so amazing na parang, bakit nararamdaman ko yung pressure, no? Na ganito. So, ano talaga siya, lahat, ang kagandahan naman, Ma'am Jay, when we started, no, hindi kami pinabayaan, no? Talagang yung klase ng support, I think that's also important to mention, the kind of support the company will give you, no, along the way. Kasi, you know, ang sabi kasi nila sa akin, Ma'am Jay, when I started this, kasi sabi ko nga, kaming dalawa lang ng partner ko. So nag-usap kami, sabi ko, huwag tayong magbitbit ng mga tao. Kasi we also have a team. Yeah. So siguro we both decided na if we're gonna start this company, tayong dalawa lang, huwag na natin dalhin yung team natin. Kasi inisip ko kasi, they have a good life already there. They're performing very well. And iniisip ko, paano pag hindi kami naging successful, di ba? I'm gonna bringing these people with me and then I don't know ano yung what awaits, no, in the future. So talagang nung nag-usap kami ng partner ko, sabi ko sa kanya, sino kayang una nating re-recruitin? So yun ang iniisip namin. So sabi ko, ganito na lang. Of course, di ba, Sir Ivy and Ma'am Jay, iniisip mo, paano ako magpapaalam sa mga kliyente ko? Nalilipat ako ng ibang kumpanya. That's one consideration I have in mind because at the end of the day, people get policy from you not because of the company but because of the trust they have given you. So nagsimula po akong maglista ng mga pangalan ng mga kliyente namin and I start calling them, pati yung partner ko, and then nakita ko, siguro isa sa mga bagay that inspire me because they're happy. No, parang sinabi nila, wow, ang galing mo, talagang grabe yung value mo, ha? Kinukuha ka na ng ibang company. Parang gano'n. So, you know, I took that opportunity na sabi ko, bakit hindi po kayo sumama sa akin? Mag-agent na lang po kayo, ma'am. Diba? So, una po naming mga ahente po, our policy owners po namin, at saka yung mga friends namin. Kasi sabi ni FWD, Jecelle, hindi ka pwedeng maging branch manager or financial wealth manager kung wala kang 25 people. Sabi ko, ha? Ganun kadami? Para ako maging FWM, so sabi ko, when I started recruiting, believe it or not, with 1 month of recruiting, Ma'am J, we're able to bring 40 people in a training room for 5 days. Lahat po yun graduate. And lahat po yung 40 people na yun were coded.
Coded.
Coded po lahat. And these people took the exam also. Talagang nagpadala kami. Kasi nga, sabi ko nga, organic, ilan lang sa amin. Ako lang at yung partner ko, ang ma'am, may lisensya eh. The rest of the 38 do not have license.
Wow, nakakatuwa naman ang iyong nagpunta, no? So talagang kitang-kita natin yung challenge, pero hindi ka nagpatalo, 'di ba? So you took on the challenge, at ang ganda nung sinabi mo na yung parang lumabas talaga yung pagiging selfless mo, na pinabayaan mo magstay ang mga tao mo where they were with that company, no, dahil ayaw mong isama sila at i-risk, no, yung kanilang.
Apart from that, Ma'am J, we also created relationship from our previous managers, and we want to keep that. No, we don't. Ako kasi personally, it's my opinion, I don't burn bridges, diba? Our industry is very small.
Yeah.
At bilog ang mundo, magkikita tayo, no? So, Jecelle, considering lahat ng mga challenges na sinabi mo, and I'm sure, sabi mo nga, may mga konting fears ka, may mga apprehensions ka, paano pag hindi ka naging successful? What kept you going at that time?
Alam mo, ma'am, just like what nakita ko yung, kasi nga sabi ko organic yung mga, I mean to say, when say organic, ito yung mga taong walang experience talaga, 'di ba? And I felt the responsibility na ini-recruit ko to sila eh, so dapat maging successful to. So parang it's a long-term commitment, no, na nangyari, no, na parang I have to embrace this, walang iwanan, kumbaga. So talaga yun ang isang mga bagay na alam mo yun, that keeps me going, no, na nagawin itong negosyo na to, at nakita ko a lot of things. Madami kaming mga agents na nabago ang buhay ng dahil sa industriya na to.
Just a true leader, no? Kasi diba, leaders, you are not here for yourself, but you are here for your people, no? So thank you for that, Jecelle. Mr. IB?
Thank you.
Alam ko itong mga proseso na to, when a company tries to bring you in, may maraming usapan yan, and finally the time comes na sinasabi ikaw na yung napili nila. If you can recall that moment, ano sa palagay mo yung nakita nila sa'yo that they gave you that confidence to represent them in CDO?
Okay, actually, Sir Ivy, sabi ko nga una, ang nag-recruit din sa akin yung branch manager ko rin, na dating 3 years na akong nilinggawan, kasi when we were in the red company, naghiwalay po kami, 'di ba? So, yun naman siguro, it's also an example that I was able to emulate, kasi nung umalis siya ng company, hindi niya ako binitbit. Sabi niya sa akin, Jecelle, maganda na yung situation mo diyan, stay there. Okay, so siguro din nakopya ko. So, the moment na dumating nga si FWD, sabi niya sa akin, Jecelle, may bagong company, ganyan. So sa isip ko pa, naku boss, ayoko na magsimula. 'Di ba? Please, kasi parang iniisip ko na, sir, pag nagsimula ako, 'di ba? Parang paano yung mga tao ko, kung titignan ko, parang established na ako eh, 'di ba? Pero isang bagay, Sir Ivy, that struck me the most. Sabi niya sa akin, Jecelle, saan ba kita dinalang kumpanya na hindi ka kumita? 'Di ba? Like, okay. And then sabi ko, so sabi niya, you have to go to Manila and see this company. So yung partner ko po, Sir Jay, is MDRT for 2 consecutive years. And then sabi ko sa kanya, and siguro isa sa mga bagay that sabi niya, wala naman sigurong masama kung tignan natin. Sige na, kasi kahit paano, you have relationship with yung previous boss ko. So we went there, kaming dalawa, so naalala ko po, after may BOP din sila eh. It's a business opportunity presentation. So parang kinulong po kami sa maliit na room, no? And these are heads from the training, from siguro mga 3, hindi ko makalimutan. And it's not ganging up, but trying to convince us to join FWD. And I was saying na, sandali lang ha, this is not an easy decision, because what we're talking about is my livelihood and the livelihood of my family. So, hindi siya madali, sir. Sabi ko, pinag-isipan, di ba? At alam mo, when I decided, matagal kaming nag-usap ng partner ko. At yun nga, nakita ko, siguro sabi niya, parang parang gusto mong itry. Sige, I have this feeling, sabi ko, subukan mo kasi we'll never know kung anong meron dito unless we try it. So, ako lang po ang lumipad ng Manila. Iniwan ko na po yung partner ko dito sa CDO. Sabi niya, do not decide ha. Sabi niya, do not decide, we'll talk. No, tingnan mo lang kung talagang gusto mo. And I don't know, Sir Ivy, no, I was able to say yes to this company and sabi ko sa kanya, nag-yes na ako. Sabi niya, ha? Hindi pa natin na pag-uusapan. So, siguro, sabi ko nga, it's something that, siguro, the feeling inside is grab this because you will be big or you will gonna help a lot of people when you are in this company.
Siguro pumasok na yung sinabi mo kanina, talagang the belief in yourself and then you saw an opportunity to make something bigger, no? You said that yung una mong mga na-recruit yung mga policy holders mo at mga kaibigan, di ba? But for the start, yun. Pero ano yung iyong proposition na napalaki mo yung grupo mo through the years? Ano yung sinasabi mo sa kanila? Kasi you're a very new organization. Tapos wala pang opisina, hindi ba? Umpisa siyempre tiwala sa'yo ng mga policyholders at ng iyong mga kaibigan. Pero yung second level, third level na hindi ka masyadong kilala, ano yung iyong pang-engganyo to convince them to join your team?
Yeah, I thank you for that question, Sir Ivy. No? Ang una kong inisip is, paano ko ita-transition itong 38 people, no? To change the mindset that maganda ang industriya nito. So, yun, nakita ko yung, kasi sobra yung excitement and energy na ginawa namin, Sir Ivy, no? At saka yung support nga ng company, just imagine, dati kasi when we started, there's no proper selection eh. Parang kung sino yung pwede, kung sino yung hindi pwedeng i-recruit. Sabi ko nga dati, basta may proof of life yan, pwede. Diba? Kasi,
basta humihinga.
Basta humihinga. Kasi inisip namin kailangan dumami tayo. And then siguro the one that translate is really the energy of every member, no, ng every planner. Kasi nga, could just imagine when we start, sabi ko, akala ko kasi dati mahirapan din ako. But you know the beauty of this company na hindi kilala? No, when we invite people to join the business opportunity, sasabihin, ma'am, mag-join ka. Anong company yan? FWD. Ano FWD? Siyempre, hindi nila kilala, di ba? Sige na ma'am, mag-join ka lang, basta FWD. So, hanggang sa nakaka-amaze. In fact, Sir Ivy, I wanted to mention this to everyone. Siguro the biggest attendees that we have in a business opportunity presentation is about 500 plus audience.
Wow!
Yeah. Na parang, ganito na ako kalaki.
Oh, wow.
Just imagine. Ang ginagawa during my time, actually, Sir Ivy, wala kaming tinatawag na agent get agent eh. Ibig sabihin, pag nag-recruit ka, you don't get anything out of it.
Yes.
So, yun. So, nakita ko yung ganun na system namin and excited yung mga tao kasi nga ang goal namin, paano natin, how can we paint Cagayan de Oro orange? Diba? And I would always share, imagine, pag naging successful to, siguro yun din ang mindset ko. Imagine niyo to ha, sa mga planners ko po and leaders. Imagine niyo pag naging successful si FWD, who is behind that? Diba? And you would be proud. And I'm sure, Sir Ivy, even if I have a lot of people that are no longer connected with me, they would always be proud looking at this company today na parang once in my life, I was there helping that company.
Ay, galing. Ganda ng iyong storya. So, kasi I can imagine, sinabi mo kanina yung challenges mo, no? You're recruiting, pero you're not the only one recruiting. Maraming mga kumpanya, much bigger than you, more established than you are, na nagre-recruit. So, ano yung pang-engganyo mo? Sinabi mo na you can be part of a historic event, 'di ba? That's one. Is there anything else that you have to say?
Siguro, Sir Ivy, no, ang isa sa mga bagay that na hindi kami nahirapan, it's because we are the first company to do paperless. No? So isa yan sa mga bagay na pang-engganyo namin. I could just imagine if you join us, we're gonna provide you with the tablet. Kung example, recruit ka, di ba? Bibili ka pa ba ng tablet? Oo nga, no? So, parang naging mas madali siya para sa amin kasi yung iba hindi po perfect. Yung iba sasabihin, okay, I wanted to join that company para magkaroon ako ng iPad or magkaroon ako ng tablet. Di ba? So parang it's easier for us. Siguro the digital actually is something big during that time when we started. Kasi ang una ko pong, isa din po yan sa mga bagay, Sir Ivy, na nagpaengganyo sa akin to join FWD. Kasi nga, I came from a traditional company wherein papel, 'di ba? Na pag may kliyente ako, ang una ko pong tanong actually during the BOP nila is, so ibig sabihin pag may kliyente ako or kaibigan na nakita, for example, nagbabakasyon ako, Sir Ivy, nasa Boracay ako, 'di ba? Tapos nakita ko yung kaibigan ko. Eh syempre pag binentahan ko 'yan, kailangan ko munang mag-print ng proposal, diba? So parang ngayon bit-bit ko na ang technology. So that's a big thing actually why also I joined FWD.
Understand. Meron talagang differentiator, no?
Yes.
Now that was what when you started. Now that you have become bigger, ano naman ang iyong recruitment proposition sa mga nire-recruit mo na ngayon? Iba na storya mo siguro kasi medyo malayo na ang narating mo. Ano yung iyong proposition why they should join your team today?
Okay. I love that question, no? Kasi kung babalikan ko nga po, Sir Ivy, when I started, sabi ko nga sa inyo, ang recruitment is just proof of life, di ba? So, I've been through a lot also, Sir Ivy, no? Because sabihin na natin, I am a leader that is, that resolute kasi ako, Sir Ivy. Gawin nyo to, gawin nyo yan. So, because I felt during that time that magaling naman ako, di ba? So dapat, dahil feeling ko successful ako, sundin niyo ako. So until such time, umabot ako sa point that I became so stagnant. No? Stagnant in a way that, could just imagine, there is no question to me in terms of recruitment. In fact, we became the top recruiter of the year in FWD for 2015, 16, 2018, and 2019. So hindi issue sa amin yon. So, pero along the way, nakikita ko parang yung conversion rate namin in terms of the business opportunity, maraming nalalagas, maraming nawawala, they'll just join, and then ilan na lang yung, so I've realized because sabi ko, I think I have to understand what's going on. And the way of understanding is be very open to the ideas of others. And those others are my frontliner leaders, no, who understand the business. So dun, actually po, isang bagay na tinanggal ko as branch manager is, I think, taking out the ego in me. And listen. Diba? So nung natuto na po akong makinig, actually, Sir Ivy, we created the selection process for my team. No, kasi nga, dati, kung hindi pa kasi masyadong malaki ang team mo, itong sinasabi ko lagi, wala kang karapatang mamili. Diba? So, sige lang, until such time umabot ka na, kasi if I have to remember, Sir Ivy, I have coded 1,000 planners already in FWD, but I have around 237 manpower. So we've been through a lot in terms of revamping what works for us and what could have worked better. So yun, nagkaroon kami ng system and structure in place so that people becomes much more engaged. Alam mo yun, nagkaroon kami ng activity na parang kailangan mag-isip tayo ng activity na gustong mag-attend ng lahat. Isa po dyan sa very unique, Sir Ivy, na ginawa namin is we created a general assembly that is thematic, no, in nature. So ibig sabihin, before the pandemic talaga, meron kami general assembly every month. And the beauty of it actually, Sir Ivy, is as a branch, hindi na ako gumagawa nun. I assigned those general assembly to every leader. So isa lang yan. So,
na-delegate mo na. Oo,
tama po yan. At saka silang mag-iisip, hindi na ako nag-iisip, di ba? At hindi nila pwedeng ibalik, Sir Ivy, kung ano yung tip na nangyari na. So, a lot of people are really, alam mo yun, parang excited sila every general assembly kasi magko-costume sila.
Kasi iba-iba.
Iba-iba. At saka nung nagka-pandemic na, hindi po namin tinanggal. No? Nandun pa rin po ang thematic general assembly namin.
Virtual nga lang.
Virtual nga lang. Pero pag sinabi mong wine, nandun pa rin ang wine, nandun pa rin lahat ng gusto namin gawin.
Meron kang napapansin, before I turn this to Jay, meron kang napansin, Jecelle, na hinahanap ngayon ng bagong recruits versus doon sa mga una mong na-recruit na kakaiba?
Hinahanap ng mga bago.
Ngayon, na hindi hinahanap nung at the time that you were starting.
I think kasi yung mga nare-recruit namin, Sir Ivy, is from different walks of life. So yung siguro isa sa mga differentiator niyan is dati kasi may mga baby boomers din kaming nare-recruit eh. So siguro yung mga bagay that ngayon kasi yung nakikita namin na nare-recruit namin is siguro ang gusto nila is more on learnings, no?
Learning.
It's more on personal growth, no? And how you would be able to empower these people, no? Na paano, kasi pwede mo naman sabihin dito mag-join ka, mababago ang buhay mo, di ba? But how?
Yes.
Is the big thing na ano yung maibibigay ko? How can I add value to this someone na pumasok sa akin? Dati kasi parang sabi ko nga, dati pwede naman, sige na mag-join ka lang, may iPad ka naman eh. Di ba? Ngayon hindi na. The generation today, especially Sir Ivy, na a lot of insurance companies today are very competitive in terms of social media, in terms of how they're doing their business.
Yeah. So again, important na nakita mo is yung personal growth and as well as professional growth na offer ng team mo and your company. Okay, good. Thank you, Jecelle. Jay?
Yeah. Jecelle, Mr. IB mentioned in the introduction na talagang nowadays yung pag-employ pareho ng strategy ng organic at saka ng external leader recruitment, very evident ngayon sa industriya. Oo. But is it safe to assume and to say, Jecelle, that in your case, mga 95% ng iyong team ay really organically grown?
98% po, just to be exact, Ma'am Jay.
98%, ang taas niya na. I mean, given the fact na talagang ang daming recruitment programs around available in the industry. Is that decision, was it there from the very start na talagang gusto mo organic ang pagpapalago mo ng ahensya mo?
Actually, sabi ko nga, when we started kasi, Ma'am Jay, there is no such thing as na parang sumama ka sa akin, bibigyan kita ng ganito. Walang mga ganon eh. So, para siguro, kaya naisip ko, hindi naman siya possible until such time na pwede pala ang ganon, no? And then I've realized kasi, sumubok naman ako, Ma'am Jay, hindi naman ako perfecto, no? Nakikiuso din naman ako, oo nga, bakit nga naman hindi, no? But if there's one thing I've realized, getting inorganic people from the outside and putting them on my team, no? Nahirapan ako kasi nga we have a culture of our own, and then nakita ko when these people are joining my team, nandun ko na naramdaman na yung nag-start ng i-compare, bakit ganyan wala naman ganun dun sa amin eh. In fact, even the naman, Ma'am Jay, even with our mga iba-ibang branches, no, napo-compare din naman, bakit ganun kayo, bakit dito hindi. So, yun yung isang bagay that I finally decided na it's my personal decision na if I'm gonna get leaders, I will just promote leaders from within.
Okay.
So, yun.
Okay. So talagang intentional, no?
Intentional talaga. It's a personal. At saka sabi ko nga, hindi naman pwedeng sa akin lang, Ma'am Jay, kasi nga malaki din naman ang grupo ko. I could not just hold on to the mind of my leaders, but it's how you probably it's kung ano kasi yung pinapakita nung nasa taas. Yun din ang gagawin, kaya I don't have issues with my leaders at wala talaga ako. I don't have one planner in my team, Ma'am Jay, na naka-program.
Okay. And I think medyo na-mention mo off-cam, no, na yung MDRTs mo ngayon talagang homegrown ang mga MDRTs mo.
Yes po. I have 7 MDRTs. Ito po is mga, I have a 5-time MDRT on my team na started with me in 2014 also. No, na isang negosyante. Tapos, alam mo yun, sabi niya nga lagi, siguro we capitalize on that, Ma'am Jay, during our business opportunity presentation. No? Kasi nga, we are very active in terms of recruitment. So pag may opportunity kami, kaya nga siguro mas naging magaan po ang buhay ko na nagka-pandemic. No? Kasi dati po, before the pandemic, parang sabi, Visayas and Mindanao, nagbabiyahe po ako just to conduct business opportunity. And there are even times na yung mga BOPs namin simultaneously nangyayari sa same day, same time, different location or different city and different speakers. Ang nakakatuwa kasi we're able to showcase people who do not have experience in the industry and how they were able to, alam mo yun, paano sila naging successful. So stories to tell is very, very important. So yun.
Good, no. Dalawang items nakuha ko doon sa sharing mo. No? Una, yung importansya ng culture ng team, no, that as leader talagang dapat na-establish mo at very clear sa'yo kung ano yung kultura na meron ng iyong ahensya. Kasi it will be easy for you no, to decide paano ka magse-select ng tao, sino ang dadalhin mo on board, no? Kasi dapat medyo match siya, no, doon sa aabutan niya. No? So having a very clear culture is very important, no? And then second, no, yung sinabi mo na talagang mas madali yung mag-umpisa ka na magtuturo doon sa bago kaysa yung mag-unlearn at mag-learn no ulit no sa iyong sa iyong mga recruits. At I think isa 'yon sa naka-contribute no ng growth mo. Now, having said that, syempre hindi naging madali, 'di ba? Para sabi mo nga year on year talaga yung growth nyo, no? Kahit na medyo may mga nalalagas, no, pero nakapag-develop ka talaga organically. There has to be a system, no, and a process that you have put in place to make this possible, no? So at this juncture, Jecelle, can you share with us very briefly ano ba 'tong mga sistema na nilagay mo? Kanina meron ka na sinabi, no, yung thematic gathering, okay? No, on top of that, ano ba yung mga sistema na nilagay mo? Una-una, number one, bakit tuloy-tuloy ang recruitment mo? Sabi mo nga ilang years 'yon, top recruiter ka of your company. Dapat may sistema 'yon, 'di ba? Para hindi siya one-time deal, 'di ba? Second, paano mo na-activate kagad yung mga ahente mo, no? At yung pangatlo, paano ka continuous nagkakaroon ng pipeline ng leaders sa team mo?
Yeah, okay. I'll answer first the systems and processes in place, no. Una po sa recruitment, just like what I've said to you, Ma'am Jay, very busy yung team ko sa pagre-recruit, no, at pag-spread sa ano yung good news kung nandito ka sa insurance industry. So nagagamit talaga namin yung platform before the pandemic. We have this business opportunity ng kahit saang lugar until nagka-pandemic, no. And who would have thought that this pandemic will teach us a different way of recruiting, 'di ba? Dati hindi naman po tayo nagzo-Zoom 'di ba? So ngayon talagang we tried to do the Zoom meeting na naka-EBOP. Although nahirapan talaga ako, Ma'am Jay, kasi iba pa rin talaga yung, alam mo yung face-to-face, nakikita mo yung reaction, your emotions. Kaya when I started doing dahil sabi ko nga, hindi tayo pwedeng tumigil ng recruitment kasi nga ito yung ikinabubuhay ng industriya na to. So, nag-adjust din talaga ako kasi just imagine, hindi ko nakikita, nagre-react ba tong mga
no? Nakausap mo, nakikita ko lang
feeling ko pinakausap ko lang sarili ko. So yun, continuously we do that, no, our business opportunity, hindi kami tumigil. Even my leaders talaga ginawa yun. And siguro for the activation, which is very, very important, no, I think one of the best nagawa namin is engagement. Engagement in terms of we have this structure na sure ako every Wednesday po, kasi meron kaming Wednesday learning session. Every Wednesday, and that's non-negotiable, every 4 p.m. Lahat po ng planners namin, ng leaders namin should log into that, no? And I invited a lot of guest speakers, Ma'am Jay, hindi lang po ito galing sa I invited speakers, different leaders, no, to inspire these people. And ito yung mga bagay that we have. And apart from that, the company has this what you call elite builder that has been going on every Friday. Kasi importante yun sa akin, Ma'am Jay, kasi organic yung recruit ko eh. So wala silang idea talaga. So kailangan talaga, it's a continuous learning that you have to give. In fact, I also have a scope training that I conducted personally sa mga bago po naming recruits, no? Kasi scope. So ito po yung mga natutunan ko po dati being a sales consultant, no, na ginawa ko talagang for me it's very effective, no. Ito yung mga first 90 days namin na mga coded that hinahandle ko. I teach them how to do profiling, alam mo yung mga operating techniques, yon. And yun yung mga bagay na talagang dati nga po, di ba, pag pumupunta ako sa isang area, I have to schedule it. Mag-GA tayo sa Butuan, mag-GA. Pagod na pagod po ako. But because of this pandemic, di ba, we are much more connected now. Ilalagin mo lang, may mga tao. Kaya po, minsan nahihirapan po sila, Ma'am Jay, kasi yung mga speaker, minsan may speaker ako na Bisaya, di ba? And sometimes, pwede ba mag-Bisaya dito? Hindi, kasi meron din kami mga Luzon. So, they don't have a choice. So, nakakatuwa kasi yung iba talaga nagkikita lang sila sa Zoom meeting, no? Yun. So, talaga, I think that's isa yan sa mga bagay that dapat meron ang isang agency team, yung consistency ng activities na meron ka.
And whether it's face-to-face or digital platform, dapat yung sistema na yung proseso na yun ay dire-diretso.
At saka hindi pwede yun, non-negotiable yun, hindi pwedeng masama ang pakiramdam ko ngayon, hindi mo na ako magaganito. So it should be consistent so that people will just, alam mo yun, we created a system that is predictable and sustainable by nature.
Yeah, that's true, no? How about Jecelle, last item on that? Leader, how do you beef up your pipeline of leader candidates?
Alam mo, Ma'am Jay, hindi masyadong madami ang leaders ko, masyadong mabigat ang mga manpower ko sa baba. I only have 7 leaders, no, unit head on my team. So some of them has 50 people or more. No, paano ko na I work on empowerment, no? Kasi naniniwala ako, ma'am, na when I recruit leader kasi I would always say dapat mag-recruit ako ng leader na mas magaling pa sa akin. Diba? So I do not have to na ito gawin mo step by step. So yun, and I think siguro isa yan sa mga bagay that my team became successful when I have leaders ng parang a mixture of everything. Di ba, may leader ako na creative, may leader naman ako na alam mo yun, hyper masyado in terms of recruitment. May leader din po ako na would probably tell me, I think parang nalayo tayo dun sa system and agreement natin. So things like that actually, ma'am. Kaya hirap din talaga akong mag-recruit ng leader ng, alam mo yon, kumukuha lang ako sa iba kasi hindi siya nababagay sa kulturang meron kami.
Yeah. So kailangan talagang medyo homegrown talaga siya at kilala na at alam na ang kultura ng ahensya mo.
Oo, totoo yun, ma'am. No, sabi ko nga, I'm not a perfect leader. I've recruited some leader from other insurance company and I'll tell you, they just die a natural cause of death. Kasi either, I will not ang darating kasi yung time, are you gonna bend the system that you have and structure just to give way? Yeah. And for me, that is non-negotiable kasi hindi siya madaling gawin actually kasi kailangan mo siyang ibenta, and when there are people on your ship that is, alam mo yan, paddling on the same speed, the same direction, then it would be much more easier.
So dapat on board lahat, no? On board lahat dapat sa sistema, sa proseso at sa kultura ng ahensya mo. And I think that's kung matatawag mo natin, yun ang secret formula kung bakit naging successful ang team mo. Okay, thank you.
Jecelle, you've said a lot about your culture, no? But very briefly, kasi napakahalaga yung kultura na yan. How would you describe your culture? Siguro very briefly lang, ano yung elements ng kultura mo na talagang nag-e-engganyo, maraming sumama sa'yo at tumagal sa'yo eventually?
Siguro, Sir Ivy, it's just having fun every day. No? Kasi alam mo pag nakikita mo, hindi rin naman po madaling mag-push ng planners, 'di ba? To activate every pero yun ang lagi naming sinasabi, kailangan masaya sila, kailangan importante, nakikita mong every General Assembly that you have, bumingiti sila at nagpa-participate sila kasi gusto nila yung ginagawa nila and they're happy dun sa organization. Kasi I would always say, at the end of the day, Fuji becomes your second or even your third family. So dun ko nakikita yung talagang camaraderie ng team ko as a whole.
Thank you. Ito rin sinasabi natin kanina, napakabilis ng panahon ng oras patapos na tayo. Siguro my last question to you is that there are other leaders who want to, of course, to grow their teams, no? Ano mensahe mo sa kanila when they try to do their best to grow organically their agency?
So I think actually, Sir Ivy, in agency building, recruitment is everything. No, it is actually the lifeblood of the industry. So let me leave with itong sa mga nakikinig sa atin, no. Let me leave you with these 5 things that we practice in finding the right people. So if I'll be allowed to do
Please,
that.
Go ahead, Jecelle.
Number 1, it's a process. So when I say it's a process, it will be based on your personal experience and your personal journey. So your personal vision for the team and the choice kung sino ba yung gusto kong i-attract, no? Because it's a long-term commitment, no? Your recruits will tell you actually if you will succeed in this industry. So, you will find out eventually what works and will not work for you, and it will take actually a conscious effort to change and improve your recruitment style. Alam niyo po, ang daming I have tried recruiting some of my friends, even my closest friends, even my mga colleagues dati. And sometimes, di ba, when we judge, pwede kong recruitin to kasi bahay nito may di ba? Tapos all of a sudden you wouldn't know if hanggang on board na yung tao if that's really a potential recruit or not. So it's really a process. And second, it's a team effort. No, the system and structure of Mount Fuji is a collaborative effort of my leaders. No, we created the vision together and we are binded on our agreements, and that everyone is accountable to each other. Sabi ko nga sa inyo, tinanggal ko yung ego ko, no? I empower my leaders actually, and hindi lang po leaders, pati po planners, no? Noticing their strengths. So, ang reason yan, so that one day they can become great leaders and recruiters in the future. And sabi ko nga, by choice din po na I wanted to promote leaders within my organization rather than getting leaders from the outside. And the number 3 that I want to share, it's a numbers game. So the more people you recruit, the better chances of conversion. So bringing in more people in the BOPs actually will surely give you better conversion in the training, and the more engagement na meron ka, the higher the success rate. So para sa akin, more recruiters, more recruits po yun. So and number 4, it's about widening your territory. So yan po. This comes with great responsibility as well. Before I expanded my territory, I made sure that my base, which is Cagayan de Oro, is already established and can work on its own. So saka lang po ako, then I eventually expanded my scope on other areas like Ignon, San Carlos, Butuan, even Cebu, Jensan. Dun lang po ako nagkalakas ng loob. And I think the best formula for that is finding the right leader for that area is necessary for the team to grow. And when you expand, you need to capitalize on your time, money, and effort. So non-negotiable din yon. And at least lastly, actually, it's all about relationship. Ako, I wouldn't be here in this company if not for my director who recruited me, Cedric, no? Her name is Cedric. So it's easy for him to recruit and convince me, maybe because of the connection that we have. And of course, the relationship that we have in the past. The same way, actually, we recruited people to join us, di ba? They were coded because of the trust and confidence that they will succeed. Yun yung isang bagay na pag kinuha mo yan, hanapan mo, gawan mo ng paraan na maging successful yan. Kasi, this is your business. So make sure you will work with people whom you trust and cared for. Some will stay long. Others will go eventually. And that is okay. No, the relationship will be tested later on, but it will give us lessons, no? And these lessons that will help us to do better and help us expand further. So yun po yung mga bagay na I wanted to share to the audience that we have, because just like you, I also started from scratch as agency leader, kaya wag po kayong matakot.
Napakaganda yung iyong message. Again, we want to thank you for those very practical, doable, although quite requiring a lot of effort, no, to our viewers na sinare mo tonight. Jecelle, alam mo talagang kitang-kita yung courage mo, no? Sabi mo nga, leap of faith, and then determination, and winning mindset. So we hope and pray that you continue to increase your tribe and help a lot more people, not just in Mindanao right now. Sabi mo nga, you're going nationwide. Again, maraming salamat, Jecelle.
Welcome po.
Yes.
It's an honor, actually. It's a great privilege for me to share my journey, no, as an agency leader.
Daghang salamat, Jecelle. No, of course, we would like to congratulate you again for being FWD's 2021 top financial wealth manager nationwide. Okay, I think na-mention mo nga kanina na you will have your annual recognition tomorrow, March 11. No, so congratulations in advance. So talagang pagpapatunay na you did not allow all the challenges brought by the pandemic to stop you from doing what you do best, ikaw at yung mga ahensya. So thank you again for joining us tonight, for inspiring us, and for pointing out that success is more sustainable when the right fundamentals are supporting it. We can all have success, no doubt about that. Pero kadalasan na nakikita natin, success medyo short-lived sa karamihan. Bagaba flash in the pan. In the insurance career, where we are as good as our last sale or as our last performance, achieving consistency and consistently excelling is very important. And to achieve consistency, we can only do that when we have the right processes and the right systems in place, as what we have seen in the story of Jecelle. So Jecelle, maraming salamat ulit. Good luck to you and your team, and may the force be with you.
Thank you so much. It's really an honor.
We also wish to thank our viewers for joining our Real Talk with Jecelle. Marami kayong natutunan, and I hope that you will really choose one and apply them immediately. Of course, we also would like to thank FWD's Chief Agency Officer, kaibigan natin si June Marasigan, for highly recommending and connecting us with Jecelle. Hope, June, you will continue to have more leaders to share their inspiring stories through us.
Maraming salamat ulit Ib sa uulitin. Mr. IB, for next week, we will look into and listen how an agency leader is able to use the art of influencing others, specifically her agency team members, towards excellence and success. We will have the Senior Agency Manager of Sun Life Grepa, Miss Jeline Aceron. Jeline is the consistent top senior agency manager of her company. Paano kaya niya na-influence ang kanyang mga team members towards this achievement year on year? So dear leaders, and we invite you also, Jecelle, you might have time for next week, so you can listen to the sharing naman ni Jeline, again, of Sun Life Grepa. So that will be next Thursday, that's March 17, 8 p.m. here in Leaders in Action.
Real leaders.
Real stories.
Real talk. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks,
Bye. Thank you.
Jecelle. Maraming salamat.
Salamat.
Take care, everybody. See you next week.